What's going on, my people, my people? Appreciate you. Hope everybody had a good week trading. Um, it, Last week was kind of a mess. I know everybody got caught up on Friday. But there were some good moves last week, man. So all in all, profitable week. Another green week. That's all you can really ask for. And to everybody who struggled a little bit, you got a whole brand new week to get started. So as you know, we get right into it. We always start with the bonds, and let's do it. So for bonds, this was pretty simple for me. I'm bullish on bonds, so I'm leaning bearish on Dixie. Dixie has been consolidating, but we'll get to that. So again, we taking quarter three on each of the assets that I like to measure. And what we've also done is we've inverted uh, some imbalances here. So you see it here, and you can see it over here and here. So I would just like to see a little pullback, and I expect us to start reaching for these failure swings and this quarter four high, 2025 quarter four high. And that's really all we have on bonds. Well, what we're really setting up is all this to get ran at a later date. Like, look how beautiful this is, and even all the way down. So I expect Dixie probably in quarter two to start pushing up and grabbing some liquidity up there. Um, so this is perfectly set up for that to happen to do so. But right now, I'm still bullish on bonds. So we're gonna get bearish on Dixie. So let's get over to Dixie right now. Let's start on the weekly. Um, anyway, you already know my long-term plan for Dixie. And as you can see, we've been consolidating for what is it since the beginning of quarter three. But what we've actually done after we went and took 2025 low, basically created this little range. So if we get over to, and we had a we did have a nice bullish week on Dixie. Didn't even leave a wick. So I expect some early bullish price action. Um, so you may see us come back into the range here. This is actually the weekly high and low here. So you may see a little bullish price action to start the week, or you can see us come back into the range. If we do come back into the range here, I would like to see um, some of this and maybe a Tuesday high of the week, Wednesday high of the week, and then a sell-off. If we don't get that, if we get this, continued bullish price action here, I don't know how high we get, but I do expect a sell-off to end the week. So that's just going to be how I'm watching Dixie. Nothing, honestly, nothing too uh, difficult to try to maneuver. I'm in this range. We've rebalanced this range here. Let's see. We were in this range, right? We've come back up. We rebalanced that area. This was an inducement leg, so I expected this to, this even this range here, even if you take let's see, let's just take a 50% of this range here. Uh, so even if you take 50% of that range right here, that kind of lines up with this 75%. And I expect after we come in and tap into this, we'll see some downside. So um, let's move on. It's actually kind of funny because you can frame buys and sells on Dixie, and ultimately what you can do is frame buys and sells on EU and GU as well. Um, I'm going to go to the futures chart though. You know what? Let me see what we have. All right, well, we'll just use this for now. Yeah, that's fine. Um, Same thing. Uh, Literally same thing I'm looking for. On Dixie, I'm looking for the opposite. So we're already in this range. Now we do have a couple failure swings right here. So we could get lower. There is this 3 month gap here. I don't expect us to get all the way down here right now. Um, but we could come in, fill in some of these higher time frame imbalances that you have on the daily here. So it's easier to see on the 12 hour. Um, you just have straight bullishness here. You have an imbalance here to fill. So we could come down here and fill something here and create some type of SMT. Same thing with GU. I'm expecting the same. Yeah, that's disgusting. Um, so let me move some of this. I haven't been trading Forex, so I haven't even updated these charts. I've been trading straight futures. So actually, let's just go over the futures real quick. Let's see, because I know I marked up this already. All right, here we go. So what I had here is we are in this range here. So you can see us, if Dixie decides to push up, we could come up here, tap, fill in some of this imbalance here, and then as Dixie pushes up, we come in to take this target. We can hit these failure swings, fill in this imbalance, and then creates, something higher. But I am still bullish on all majors across from the dollar. So especially Aussie. Let's just go to Aussie's just been pumping every week. Boom, 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 boom. We just no bullish price. No bearish price action. What we've done, obviously my favorite candle setup right here. The sweep and the close above or close below, but in this case the bullish one. And so I have my previous day EQ right here. So what we have, if we look on the lower time frames, right, we have all this accumulation. We have all these equal highs here. So what I'm looking at earlier in the week is I'm actually just hoping that we don't go and take this high, right? I would love to come back in here, create something. Just give me something I can frame a trade off of, right? And then I can target those highs. And this would be my early week trade. Um, and that way, we can start the week off with a nice little win. Um, and that's what I'm looking for here. But I do expect if we come up here, maybe we create another failure swing, and then um, as Dixie pushes up, maybe come lower. I don't I don't see us coming past previous week low. We'll probably leave that to be the divergence with the New Zealand dollar with the previous week low. Look how bearish we closed on that. So if we can do that, we can come. Let's go back to the daily because we have all these. Look at all these imbalances we can feel on New Zealand. Now again, I don't expect us to come all the way down. Some of these probably we get left open, but you have this entire area, right, is a what was a I guess you could call it a resistance area, right? It was support, got broken, became resistance. It was resistance, got broken again. You could see it come back and tap in this area again, and that would create your SMT um, with Aussie. So maybe we do something like this, come back in here, you know, and then we go to those highs. So that would be something else to watch out for. And we have these equal lows. So um, with Aussie, I'm not looking to frame any shorts. I will not be shorting Aussie at all this week. But with New Zealand, if we get this tap into this gap, I could see I could see myself taking a short out of this gap down to maybe this gap. So, just something light from here to here. So, um, and that's it for that one. Chef Swiss franc futures. This is something that's very, very interesting to me. I actually think I marked it up on the USD CHF. Let's check this out. Yeah. Okay. So on the weekly, let's go to the monthly real quick. Okay. we just came out of a huge accumulation here, and then we had January just kind of fall off the map here. Um, what I'm actually looking for is a move back into this range because Chef doesn't really move. Chef is actually the most, I would say, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, Stable. You know, the Swiss franc is the most stable currency there is, um, which is why it accumulates all the time. Um, but I am looking for a move back into this range here. So this could be a weekly candle, right? But afterwards, we've left all this beautiful, all this beautiful sell side to get ran. So once we get up here, I'll be looking for a move back down. So if you know we took that one on a longer term scale, you know we took that low here, broke that structure. Um, so even if I just use this area, oops, as some type of resistance area, something like that. Once we get in here, um, I'll start looking for shorts. But I do want to get up here and start. You know, I'm not looking to buy into this. I'll wait till we get up here and then we can start to create something. But I'm definitely looking for shorts to the downside. So it just depends on how soon and when we come into this range. Um, but this is definitely something to keep on your watch list for shorts for the week. Let's see. Let's get on to what's next? What's next? Oh, listen. You've heard the rumors with Iran and the U.S. and the other country that, well, I'm just not going to say the name, um, but you know what's going on. And gold is affected, silver is affected, um, oil is affected. So you'll see crude oil and gasoline, which is something else I'm going to talk about today too. So gold, we broke out of this little range that we were in, this little consolidation accumulation range right here. I fully expect on the weekly, you see what kind of 2 weeks. We had our candle here and our candle here, right? So I fully expect us to come test this high again. Um, I don't even know. This is one of those ones where uh, you buy gold on the open on Sunday, and you just kind of let it do it, let it do its thing. Um, I don't know what kind of pullback we're gonna get. If we do get one, I'm hoping we get something. You know, I I've gone down to the 1 hour and listen, if we open the week, you know, let's say we gap up a little bit. We open the week right here. If we open the week here and come up, anything here, anything here, I'm just, I'm sending it. I'm sending it. I'm sending it. I'm sending it. And if we can get wherever we're getting, let's just get there. But that's how I'm watching gold. No, no real structure. No real. I, I'm not waiting for the usual, the usual suspects to try to enter with, with the gap and the displacement, whatever. Because as soon as any news comes out, you're going to see it skyrocket. And it's the same thing with silver. Um, if I go over to the weekly with silver, we had again we had a beautiful soup and close. I don't even need that no more. We inverted this gap. If Man, I'm telling you, on some of my futures accounts, I can't even trade silver still, but or gold. But the ones I can, I definitely will be. And if you can trade it on, I mean, well, you should be able to trade on your CFDs. But if you can, if you have it available, just buy a little bit and just hold it, just swing it if you're allowed to. But after we inverted this daily gap, if I can get a tap back into this gap, um, here, I'm in. I'm just in. I'll take the loss, whatever it is, but I really expect us to get up here and do some things. So let's see what I have here. Oh, that's platinum. Same thing for platinum. Platinum actually has a really nice chart, man. If you look at this thing, man, it just has a really nice chart. But I definitely expect this to do the same thing. And so what's another one? The things that we're looking at. So the basket. Let me use 6J for this one. So what we did was we came up to this monthly gap, right? So let's go to the weekly. We came up to this monthly gap, and looks like we're rejecting off of it. I'm not sold on this rejection. I really actually don't even believe the rejection. Um, Now, what I would say, what I would like is I would like to see some action here. Now we've left, failures here. We've left failures here, right? So, um, what I would so actually we've really just been kind of broadening or narrowing our range, from here to here. So what I'm anticipating and what I think the BOJ, the Bank of Japan, is anticipating is higher prices on the yen. Um, and so even if it's temporary, I would like to see us at least test this midpoint of the monthly gap, which lines up perfectly with this daily gap here. Now, whether we blast through it, bounce off, I don't know. But either way, I expect us to come here first. Um, and this is, after we broke structure here on the daily. And so technically daily we're bullish. We have bullish structure. So that's something to watch, which means I'm short USD JPY for sure. Um, and this is, I mean, this doesn't even get really much more beautiful than this. After we took the 2025 high, we came down here, shifted structure here, came in here. Now we left these lows. Yeah, I can't even see myself buying this, right? So left left these lows here. So whether we respect this high or not, I don't know. Um, you know, you know what I like to do. I like to take my shorts from that range right there. And on the CFD, you can hold this thing. And if you can hold it, now listen to me. If you see some action out of here and you can hold it, I'm not telling. Obviously, I don't think it gets down here till then. But if you can swing this thing, man, this is one of those. This is really one of those times where it will pay to take this trade. So even if you take the loss here, right, the reward to the risk is so much greater that it just I would take the trade. I would take the trade. Um, but let's see. Let's get on to. We'll do their strength in a minute. So I was talking about gasoline, right? Gasoline futures. This is one of the prettiest charts that I was watching this weekend when I was going over stuff. So on the weekly, we just been mashing through. So they knew back here that they were going to start a war, right? They knew that at the beginning of the year, right? So they just been buying up, right? Just buying up the futures, and I fully expect this to continue. And this is going to be one of those runs that you see like this um, here. And I don't remember exactly what was going on in 2021. Um, hmm, Man, maybe it was some type of pandemic or something going on. Yeah, yeah, maybe they knew that was happening. And then maybe they knew that it was ending here. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, you probably going to see a run like that. So if we get that, and you have a multitude of points that we can target. But first target here, um, but I'm hoping that we get some type of retracement. I got well, we have this volume imbalance here, this opening gap. Um, it's crazy opening gap, right? I don't even think we feel it at all. I think the futures is going to be too bullish for gasoline. So in this tight little range right here, what you have is, this is the only thing I'm actually watching. So in this tight little range, if we can come back in here, maybe we don't get here, but if we can fill this type of gap, I'll be bullish from here. I'm just gonna watch and see what I can frame, but this little area right here, especially I like it on the 12 hour because you can see the failure swings here. So right here at the 50, we come back in here. We could tap into this inversion gap, or we have a volume imbalance here to tap into. Um, so not looking for any shorts. And we do have failure swing here that we actually could come if we do decide to fill some of this volume imbalance or opening gap. We could, but I'm not looking for shorts at all. I'll look for shorts here, and then I'll look for shorts under here, and then I'll look for shorts as we fill in this if we get down there. I'm sorry, longs. So same thing, oil. Um, now I did say I was going to take. I already framed it already. Anyway, I said I was going to take this, but let me look at this. So crude oil, again, something that affects with war, or the threat of war anyway. This is going to be affected. So we're going to look for bullish price action. We had a nice weekly candle to finish the week on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But since we close inside on Friday, I'm actually looking for us to come back inside the range. And since we're going to come back inside the range, what I have is, let me see, was it on my 4 hour? Maybe I had it on my 30 minute. Yeah, so I have a gap here, right on the 30-minute, right? And if we can come up here and we can hit this gap, I'm trying to catch a massive move here on oil. And I probably won't hold it this long either anyway, but we just have a bunch of failure swings here um, that we could that I could target, right? So even if we just get to previous day low, um, that's a 8.6 R, but I do want to take this short out of here. And this is just a flyer. This is just, even though I know it's bullish, I know it's counter trend, this is one of those moves that if we get to this point, so I have an alert here. If we get to this point, I'm going to take it just because of the reward. Um, I'm still bullish. I'm very bullish, but I think that we come in here and they try to offset some of the pricing to say, hey, war is this and this is Iran is this and maybe not, and then they load up again and they send it. So if let's go to let's go to futures real quick. I'm sorry, indices. So what we had on indices, right? Again, another sweep, and a nice bullish close, right? So what we've done, in essence, is this was your December high, your December low. We took the high, accumulate up here, gather some orders, offset them here, right? A little order pairing. Um, and then we had a daily sweep here, daily sweep here. So I'm very bullish on indices right now, and I'm expecting us to come attack this. I'm expecting um, that the S&P and YM especially to attack these highs. In Q, we have the same thing, but uh, we have a little more resistance to run through. But in the intermediate, we have these highs to run through. These equal highs we can target, and then ultimately we have all-time highs. We have those equal highs to target as well. So if we can get some bullish movement, we definitely can get up there. Same thing with YM. YM is probably the most bullish out of all of them. And then you actually have the divergence on the weekly between these. You can see that NQ did not. I mean, sorry, NQ and ES both took the previous week low. YM did not. So let's see if the Dow can get some movement up here. And I actually think I think we run those highs pretty fairly easily. Um, and when I'm watching NQ, I like to look at NVIDIA. So, well, when I'm watching everything, I like to look at NVIDIA because I think NVIDIA is what's propping up the whole indices. Um, and look, we have equal lows and we have equal highs. Right now, the way structure is running, I'm just looking at bullish price action for NVIDIA, um, and until these highs, and then we can frame whatever once we get there. But I'm definitely expecting bullish. So if you trade options, I would take some NVIDIA calls. And let's see what else we got. Oh, Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Wow. Bitcoin. Bitcoin has took a crap, right? But we expected this. Well, some of us expected it. Now, what you may see is you may see Bitcoin just continue to decline here before coming back up to get some liquidity. Personally, I would like to start to see this, right? Um, to get up here and then a continued drop. Um, just because it's time for a sort of rebalance. Um, it's been, you know, it's just been straight downside for weeks, just weeks. So um, I would like to see Bitcoin recover. Damn, what is this thing? All right, I would like to see Bitcoin recover again. My outlook is the same for here. I do expect us to test this area, the 47 to 40 area. I expect it there. And if we get under here, like this is when I start buying on the personal accounts. Well, actually, here is where I start buying on the personal. But here is where I start buying. And this is where I start buying. Um, Here is where I start buying every day. Here is where I start buying heavy every day. So if we can, if because this level right here is a 15,000. Anything under here is free money. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if Bitcoin gets this low, Bitcoin will never go to zero because uh, the big boys will just buy it, right? They'll just buy it. Um, and once they start buying it, and you know you have your micro sailor and whatnot, and once they start buying it, the price just goes back up, and then everybody starts buying it again, and then there's just more liquidity, and now they're introducing the 24 hour, all this other stuff going on with being able to just to trade any and everything. They want to tokenize everything. It's just they're just generating so much liquidity everywhere, and you just want to be on the right side of things. So, and once it gets here, put this in your piggy bank. Once we get to 47, you can start putting it in your piggy bank, but you can wait for now. Ethereum, same thing. Ethereum has come to my reversal point of interest. So I think I would like to see it start, I would like to see it start moving up here, and then, yeah. And then we come down here and get something. If we can start getting some Ethereum under $500, after we take the sell side, I would, I would love it. So, but this is my standard deviation of this leg right here. So, or this pullback right here. So, we came and touched that beautifully. Same thing with Bitcoin. This is my standard deviation, my one of this leg. So, we'll see what happens there. Um, that's pretty much all I got for the week. If we're gonna do pairs, so for the weekly, I do expect euro to be a little stronger than pound. So for the time being, uh, it I'm just gonna say, yeah, this week I have euro a little stronger than pound. Um, I have Aussie way stronger than everything, um, and then I have this was interesting. So last week we had a pullback. We had a sweep and a close, a nice bullish close on CAD CHF. So I'm expecting maybe we have a bunch of failure swings here. We do have a high we could target, but at this point right now, I'm expecting CAD to be a little stronger because I'm also expecting oil to be Oil and the Iran and everything going on, I'm expecting oil to be strong. So um, we could just blast through this. We could hit this, take out these and leave these failure swings for another day. So I'm bullish on CAD CHF. And let me see if there's anything that I missed this week. No, I think that's it. So if we go over to what I have, so I do have Aussie. Oops, my bad. I have Aussie. Um, I actually have JPY a little stronger than NZD, but that could just be temporary once we flip. Um, so the news that we have, when we have Aussie CPI, um, I'm actually hoping we get a little pullback. So because I expect I fully expect Aussie to be bullish. I'm hoping we get a little pullback on Monday and Tuesday, and maybe even a further pullback on Tuesday, so that on Tuesday night when Aussie CPI comes out and it's bullish and it goes through the roof, um, we can be in the trade. So anyway, so like I said, I had cash THF a little bit booger, stronger. I have euro stronger than, my bad. I just didn't change that. I have euro stronger than pound, and then I have dollars the weakest. Um, Short term bullish on dollar though. Short term bullish. But these are the plays of the week. And that's all I have. Catch y'all boys this week, and I appreciate y'all as always.